Welcome back to the chaos. Did Regan Benson's wildest dreams come true? Oh dear God, no. She was ejected from Englewood City Council meeting for disruption last night. Did it give her the ammo she needs to get another huge payout from Colorado? Everybody's reporting on Too Apree's arrest last month for tinted windows. Why not report on it? So we are! Plus, Jeremey Dewitte's trial is delayed, and So You Dated a Police Impersonator doesn't find us as a credible reporter. Oh no! And a look at the GoFundMe market on this edition of Auditing Insanity! Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Auditing Insanity Newscast brought to you by ReallyCoolNews. It's another Tuesday here in the great Blight North Central Pennsylvania. It's a cool day out with 63-degree weather, feeling a bit like October instead of the middle of August. Trucks from the power company are working our main road this week and cutting back any trees that would be a danger to power lines in the area. This comes after not one but 3 power outages in the past month caused by trees falling on the lines during major storms. We've delayed the start of recording a bit as we've waited for them to finish work, not that you'd notice, as we ask you to focus on GoFundMe. Has lazy Chili de Castro given up the fight? Jose Chili de Castro has gone mysteriously quiet on the crowdsourcing front as our own ongoing expenses campaign took the day with a $10 donation from our hate viewer, whose mysterious identity will remain unknown for all of time. That drama aside, where the hell did Chili de Castro go? We realize that his advanced age, doing multiple shows in a row where he sat stationary for 4+ hours at a time, can take quite the toll on his body. At the end of his Sunday stream, he complained that his legs were numb for sitting so long. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about his complete and near total abandonment of the GoFundMe market and crowdfunding in general. De Castro was dependent on crowdfunding around the days he unexpectedly went to jail earlier in the year. His fans' generous donations brought in close to $40,000 in mere weeks as he was fighting what turned out to be a very real fight for his freedom against a conviction that was later overturned on appeal. However, since being freed from incarceration, De Castro announced that he needed $100,000 of his fans' money to sue Justice of the Peace Ann Zimmerman and anyone associated with his incarceration, and launched a GoFundMe for that purpose. He promised his fans that they'd be invited to a gigantic party that he'd throw in his own honor once he received a 7-figure payout from the state of Nevada, with hotel rooms offered to anyone who donated to the campaign. The campaign itself skyrocketed to $4,000 in the first few days of existence, until it just died, getting a one-off donation here and there, and remaining 95% away from completion for over a month now. While it did get a donation on Sunday, that wasn't from De Castro's doing. We totally spammed URLs on our Friday on a Saturday news story and broadcast, and did more to remind his fans of his crowdsourcing campaigns than he has in weeks, and that's just kind of sad. De Castro bungled the handling of his release from jail, waiting too long to capitalize on his rabid fan base need for justice, waiting days to make any sort of live statement. He then lazily promoted the campaign as days passed and he learned how hard it would be to actually sue and win against a sitting judge in Nevada. Much like his much-needed Money for Press with Rankers campaign, De Castro's gotten lazy, forgetting to promote the fund when he was in dire need of cash. He's apparently preferring to sit on his butt and do 4-hour shows, promoting nothing, than to bother to put any effort in any of his ongoing campaigns. Surmise for yourself what it means to the actions he was going to take based on what the campaigns were for. Hint, it ain't happening, and his transformation is complete. He's about to hit 50, he no longer seems to have the fire and passion he used to have, and it seems like he's given up on following through on his campaigns to make a difference in his world. But isn't that exactly like every other promise he's made over the past year? On that note, if you'd like to step on our toes and make us cry like little Cholito, or to force us to keep writing this column each day, we do have a GoFundMe of our own. All proceeds go to keeping the lights on, eating, and writing new stories to feature here and on ReallyCoolSite.org. Multiple Jeremey Dewitte trials delayed. Both the Jeremey Dewitte News by PoliceTube's uncle and the So You Dated a Police Impersonator YouTube channels announced that Jeremey Dewitte's upcoming trials have been delayed till August 29, 2024 and September 3, 2024. No reason was given for the delays. This came after a Monday where PoliceTube's uncle reported that Dewitte's alleged girlfriend, Jennifer Burton, was deposed by the prosecution in one of the cases of failing to register a change in car ownership as a registered SA. According to PoliceTube's uncle's reporting, Burton confirmed that Dewitte had SA'd her against her will, confirming a rumored incident between the two in an ambulance years ago. She also allegedly confirmed that Dewitte violently attacked her by smashing her foot with a car door after an argument between the two. Burton said that she stayed with Dewitte because you can't just turn off love despite his alleged violent tendencies. So You Dated a Police Impersonator warned his fans not to listen to YouTube reporting outside of the circle of reporters, including Fraudy, PoliceTube's uncle, Josh, and himself. He said that they all source material from the same source and questioned the information from the source. He went on to say the source was being paid and questioned the information coming from the source, as the person may be providing as salacious information as possible to justify the payment. Further warning that information without confirmation is fruit of the poisonous tree. PoliceTube's uncle also reported that a civil debt collection case against Dewitte has been voluntarily dismissed without prejudice last week. Speculation from PoliceTube's uncle is that Dewitte is simply a bad debtor and it was not worth going after him. The first of the two rescheduled trials was originally scheduled to start this week. Dewitte will remain in jail throughout the delay. Englewood City Council ejects Benson from meeting. A defiant Regan Benson was ejected from the Englewood, Colorado City Council meeting Monday night for disruption after interrupting several speakers and Mayor Nathaniel Sierra with applause. Under a standing state law, disruption is defined as applauding, booing, yelling, and speaking during the public feedback portion of the Englewood City Council meeting. Mayor Sierra had warned Benson that she would be ejected if she continued to disrupt after she applauded for Christopher Denver Metro Audits Cordova, who had just addressed the council. Benson stood and applauded for two other speakers, resulting in Mayor Sierra having police escort Benson out of the City Council chamber. The YouTuber had been taunting Englewood with threats to sue over her First Amendment rights since winning two settlements and $130,000 from the city of Denver last month for First Amendment retaliation. She had made it clear that she would be pursuing similar lawsuits against the city of Englewood should they not bow down to her demands to change policy involving the Englewood Police Department. It is unclear at this time if the ejection, which was legal understanding city ordinances and state law, will be the source of Benson's threatened lawsuits. Benson was there to protest proposed changes to the public speaking portion of the meeting. In her fiery speech to open the public speaking portion of the meeting, she offered a deal to the council: drop all planned changes to public speaking, and she and Cordova would never attempt to speak again at the meetings. She then attacked all the members of the city council, calling them tyrants and complaining as someone on the city clerk's staff changed the title of her address from addressing Tyrants of Englewood to addressing City of Englewood. Cordova would follow her, demanding the firing of Englewood police officers Robbie Ford and Matthew Stanley for various incidents involving homeless. Cordova singled out Ford, who Benson had been focused on having removed from the force for some time, calling the man a danger to society and needed to be housed in a cage. Benson and Cordova's antics have brought a good deal of attention to the bi-weekly meeting of the council over the past year. Their time addressing the council, aired live on YouTube, usually are speeches designed to insult and degrade council members who they disagree with and demand change from the city council despite neither living in Englewood. Often live streaming while sitting next to the speaker's podium, Benson was known for insulting and degrading speakers who she disagreed with via text messages to her YouTube side chat, often calling female speakers dumb bitches behind their backs as they were speaking. After the ejection, the City Council debated changes to the public speaking portion of the meeting and passed those changes. Changes of note: there will be a set time limit of 90 minutes for the public speaking session. Each person signed up to speak will get 3 minutes to speak, eliminating the 3 and 5 minute current sessions. Audiovisual material must be provided 2 business days in advance to the council. The council will then have the material ready for presentation. Speakers must provide their name and cross street to the city clerk when they sign up to speak. Out-of-towners must give their name and city name/state name. Anyone refusing to give this information will not be called on to speak. Speakers will be called on in order of sign-up unless the person had previously spoken at the meeting in the last 90 days. Those speakers will be put at the end of the list of speakers. There's no guarantee that speakers will get the ability to speak each week. Cutoff is a firm 90 minutes. Those wishing to record the meeting will do so from a designated press table at the back of the room. Those that disrupt the meeting by booing, applauding, yelling, or talking will be escorted out by the police. The time limit for speakers starts when they begin speaking and not when they are called upon. There will be no flash photography during the meeting without permission. The changes have been made after an extensive study by the City Council, taking feedback from the public on multiple occasions. While Benson and Cordova promoted the idea that the City Council were doing away with the public feedback portion of the meeting, the Council did not do so. City Council meetings remain open to all members of the public, and all members of the public are allowed to sign up to speak, including those who live outside of Englewood. Too Apree arrested in Florida. Actor and YouTuber Asif Too Apree Khan was arrested at the end of July in Groveland, Florida for failing to comply with an official order after receiving 7 citations for having illegally tinted windows on his car. In body cam footage obtained by the Raggle Monkey YouTube channel and later aired on Frauditor Troll's channel, Khan was pulled over by police for the excessively darkened tint on his windows. Upon encountering Khan, the arresting officer suspected that he was under the influence of some sort of drug due to his erratic behavior and the tiny size of his eye pupils. Khan was subjected to roadside DUI tests, but passed all of the tests in stunning fashion, showing no signs of impairment. A records check showed that Khan had been pulled over 7 times for operating his vehicle with the illegally tinted windows. While the YouTuber had claimed that he was waiting for a hearing with a judge in August, he ignored directives not to operate the vehicle until the matter was heard. Khan's previous arrest for driving with an illegal tint came the day before, where he was again instructed not to drive the vehicle due to the illegal tint. He indicated that he was on the way to a gym for a workout and seemed unfazed by the arrest, stating that if he was released from jail early, he could still get a workout in before the gym closed. The YouTuber was not in character during the arrest. Khan gained fame over the past year for filming First Amendment auditing-based pranks in character, targeting towns in the South with his odd appearance and activity. His characters include Butterfly Boy, a Robot Man, a Goth Mall Troll, a toned-down autistic character, and a fishing show host. He is also known for his impersonation of the king of First Amendment auditors, Sean Paul Long Island Audits Riaz, who he met last month in a collaboration video where the men were trespassed from a public library in Palm Beach, Florida. So the big news yesterday was Verbo's announcement that she's leaving the show. We are extremely happy for her and proud of what she's done while on the watch party for the past couple of months. There are times when I needed someone to take over who is extremely knowledgeable about all of the situations we cover and can give another take on the story, or maybe something I hadn't thought of when I was writing it. Verbo has the ability to step in and replace me on the show if it ever needed to, and finding a replacement for her, if we go that route, is going to be extremely hard as we get used to the idea that she's not here anymore after Thursday. She always warned that it was a temporary gig, and she'd be there until we got off the ground, but would need to go at some point as she was seeking work. So we knew it was coming, but now that it's here, not sure what we're going to do as of yet. We will likely take the weekend off from the live show, run the newscast in its place, then come back fresh on Monday after catching our breath. Honestly, she's such a class act and so knowledgeable about everything that it'll be hard to replace her. She's uniquely Verbo, and she's classed up the place the few weeks that we've had her involved on the show, and we're thankful for every moment she's been around. But don't tell her that. No. Or do, and spam her with good tidings, and let her know that she's always the best. Like I'm probably gonna do. On that note, take care all. We'll be back for another show tomorrow. Have a beautiful night.